Is the Canon 100 to 400 Mark II relevant for bird and wildlife photography in 2023? The short answer is yes. This lens, small and light, is supremely weather sealed. Even the switches on it are weather sealed. And it has this fluorite element which ensures that your images are super sharp. The stabilization is magnificent and you can get sharp pictures even at 1/60th of a second. You can actually get sharp pictures even at slower shutter speeds, ridiculously slower shutter speeds like 1/15th of a second. But when you're out photographing birds and wildlife, if your shutter speed is too slow, you're going to get motion blur. So 1/60th of a second is the slowest shutter speed I will attempt only when I have to, in low light, and if the subject is just perched over there and I want to do a quick portrait before heading back. I clicked this picture of a Russell's Viper from a shaky boat and this image of a leopard from a shaky jeep, and the stabilization stood its ground and made sure that I could get a sharp picture even though there was a lot of shake around. The autofocus speed on the Canon 100 to 400 Mark II is super fast, and even if there are twigs and leaves coming in the way, it's still very easy to lock focus on the eye of the creature with a camera such as the 7D Mark II, which lets you select a smaller focus area within the focus point, like a pin focus, in times like this when you need to pierce through twigs to ensure that your subject is sharp. It has Canon's 3 mode and 4 stop image stabilization. Use mode 1 when you are clicking stationary subjects or at slower shutter speeds. It corrects for lens vibrations in all directions. Use mode 2 when your subject is moving in a specific constant direction. And when you're on mode 3, the stabilization is initialized only when you press down the shutter release button all the way down to click a picture. That way, you can view your subjects through the viewfinder in real time unaffected. This is especially useful when clicking pictures of small birds. One of the more astonishing things about this lens is how well it works with the Canon 1.4 extender Mark III, the latest Mark III version extender. It does not do so well with the 1.4x Mark II or the earlier original version, but with this Mark III version, there's almost no difference in the sharpness with or without the teleconverter. When you use the teleconverter, you lose a stop of light, and on a camera such as the 7D Mark II, you can now only use the center focus point or the center with 4 assist points. If you don't want to invest in a 500mm lens, the extender is an option. Unfortunately, Canon don't have an affordable 500mm lens for their cameras, whereas Nikon have two, the 200 to 500mm 5.6 and the 500 5.6 PF lens. So if you're clicking birds, Nikon is probably a better option for you. But if you're clicking larger mammals such as tigers and leopards in a Jeep Safari, then probably the wider 100mm will work to your advantage. I clicked this photograph of this tiger at 100mm. Had I had a 200 to 500mm lens, I wouldn't have been able to get the entire body of this tiger in the frame. So now you know more about the Canon 100 to 400 Mark II lens and even about the 1.4x Mark III teleconverter, which will help you to click better pictures. If you'd like to master bird and wildlife photography even more, the good news is that you can learn photography from me sitting anywhere in the world through live video calls. Please have a look at my website www.girishmenon.com to have a look at the courses that I offer.